pillows or keep your knees bent, do. But if you can just let your body go into what feels like a pretty big Shavasana, arms wide, palms up, legs wide. Really notice how your body tends to roll out. So this is called, especially in the lower body, well, in the shoulders too, it's an external rotation of the shoulder and the hip, which is why the lower back moves away from the mat, which is why I always say take constructive rest, feet wide, knees together, the opposite rotation, that's internal rotation at the hip. If your low back feels pinchy with your legs extended. So for most of us, this opening helps us to feel expansive and a sense of letting go. Sometimes it can make you feel anxious. If you get anxious in Shavasana, then putting a blanket over the front of your hips and your belly can sometimes give your nervous system a signal to relax. In an extreme case, if Shavasana makes you anxious, you could turn over and do it on your belly, which some people find really comforting, which is called a prone Shavasana. Be that as it may, begin to turn towards your breath. Inhale through your nose. A slightly longer exhale out of your mouth or through your nose. And then a pause for a beat or two before you start your inhale again. Inhaling through the nose. Slightly longer exhale out of your mouth or through your nose. And a pause at the bottom of the exhale. You'll repeat this 6 more times. Simply focusing on your breath, or begin to formulate an intention for today's practice: peace, joy, love, balance, ease, release. One more cycle of breath. And if you are working with a blanket across your hips and belly, you can leave it here for this first one. I'll tell you when to remove it if you've got it. So go ahead and bring your feet closer together now, flexing your feet, coming into what feels like a more active variation of supine Tadasana. And as you inhale, reach your arms overhead, point your toes, and roll the top of your thighs in. As you exhale, lower your arms and flex your feet. Perhaps keep the pause. As you inhale, reach your arms, point your toes, roll your thighs in, just waking up your whole body, expanding. As you exhale, lower your arms, flex your feet at the bottom, pause for a moment. You can even pull your navel in a little more specifically. If you're working with intention, bring it in. Repeat it to yourself on this simple movement pattern. Inhale, reach, point, thighs roll in. Long exhale, arms float back down to hips, feet flex, navel to spine, pause. 3 more. Good. Next time your arms are overhead, keep them there with your toes pointing. And Think of reaching your right arm a little longer than your left arm. So find the reach of your right shoulder blade through your right arm and really point your left foot and then flex your right foot. Flex your right foot. So you're asking your body to do two separate things. And then change your leg. Point right foot, flex left foot. So we're just going to focus on that. Alternating flexing and pointing as you keep your right arm a little longer. 4, 3, 2, 1. Both feet point. Reach your left arm a little bit longer. Flex your left foot, point your right foot. And then alternate back and forth slowly. Just reaching and pointing your feet, waking up your legs, making your left side body a little longer. 2 and 1. Great. If you've got the blanket, go ahead and move it out of your way. Bend both of your knees. Exhale, draw your right knee to your chest. Inhale, your leg moves away from you so your arms get straight. Exhale, draw your right knee to your chest. So this is Ardha Appanasana. We're simply pumping the leg in and out, using some strength of your arms to deepen the flexion of your knee and your hip. 3, 2. Exhale, hold the pose, roll your right ankle out, spread your toes. Go the other way. Good, and then we're going to expand on that movement pattern. So, exhale, or let me say it this way. Inhale, arms overhead, tap your right foot down. Exhale, right knee to your chest, arms down. So I'm going to go in the progression as I always do. So we start to go deeper, and each time you can choose to add another layer. Inhale, arms reach. Simply hands free, exhale, knee to chest. So it's just a slightly bigger range of motion than what we started with. Not slightly, actually is a bigger range. And then if you're ready for more, head lifts up. That's it. If you're ready for more, come back to the breath meditation. When your head lifts up, you pause. Anytime you can add a pause in the ab work, you're going to go into deeper work. Great. And you could also expand this to reach leg long as the arms go overhead. Exhale, knee to chest. Now, as you're reaching your leg long, slightly turn your thigh in. So corkscrew your leg in, both your upper and your lower leg, as you reach it long. This just helps to keep the lower back a little open and sometimes feels like a nice counterbalance to a tight psoas. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back in, hug your right knee into your chest for a breath, and then reach your right leg long with a pointed foot. Turn your thigh in so that your knees are touching, hands are down by your hips. Walk your shoulder blades underneath you. Hold the pose here. Or if you want to work a little more, lift your hips up. Hold the pose here. If you want to work a little more, lift your left heel up. Hold the pose here. So 3 options. Roll shoulders back, chin away from chest. Hold the pose. Press your big left toe down a lot, especially if your heel is lifted. Bring everything back down through center. Lower your right foot. Draw your left knee into your chest. Ardha Appanasana, starting from the top. Inhale, leg moves away. Exhale, you're only moving your leg away as long as your arms are. Exhale, pump in. Inhale, release. Exhale, pump in. If you're adding the pause at the bottom of the exhale, that's really good yoga. It'll slow you down. And the reason we pause at the end of an exhale is to promote a relaxation response. in yoga therapy, which is the reduction of stress. Pause here, hold your knee towards your chest, slowly roll your ankle out. And the other way. And then just progressing this Ardha Appanasana. Inhale, left foot taps down, arms overhead. Exhale, simple, simple, knee to chest. Even noticing your right foot. Like let your right foot feel grounded. Exhale, knee to chest. You can add the pause even if you're not lifting your head. You can come into lifting head, exhale. You can always add head lift, good Marietta, and then let it go. If after a few reps your neck gets tired. And then of course there's also leg reaching out, thigh rolling in. So again, this is also progression of what we practiced in Tadasana. Reach. If you do the pause at the bottom of the exhale, you will do fewer reps. That might be a good thing. Super strong. Good work. Nice, Elena. We have 2 more. Great. We're going to meet hands down with the left knee reaching into the right knee. Point your toes, roll your thigh in, walk shoulder blades underneath so you feel a little bit of a back bend in your back. That's it, Noreen. Squeeze your knees together. If you want a little more work, lift your hips up. Good, Sandy. And even more challenge, lift your right heel up. Squeeze everything to the midline. Refine the pose. Broaden your chest. Chin away from your chest. Right big toe rooting down, especially if your heel's lifted. And we're here for 8. Good. Lower everything down. Put your left foot down. Extend your left leg long with a flexed foot. Now draw your right knee to your chest. Ardha Appanasana. Sometimes called wind relieving pose. So it's really good for your digestion here. Now use your hands to pull your shin bone, your lower leg bone, up towards your knee, and then your thigh is reaching into your chest. See if that can deepen the pose for you. Good, Molly, slightly turn your left foot in. As you flex your left foot, roll it towards your big toe side. Make your, good Barbette, make your inner thigh feel longer. See if any of this, yes, Sid, think of reaching your inner knee a little bit longer, unless that's just too aggressive on your hamstring or back. So see if you can deepen the pose internally. And from here, we're going to expand this into full splits on the back, or we could call it Supta Padangusthasana C. So I'm reaching my right leg to the sky. I'm rolling my shoulders back. Now, we've done a little bit of hamstring work, but usually I have you modify the pose by bending your left knee. So if your hamstring is really talking back to you, go ahead, slide your left foot in to modify the pose. If you're cool, you're cool. Keep your left leg down. Option A, you're hanging here for a minute or so, really giving yourself time to open up. Option B, we're turning it into ab work. Lift your upper body up, look towards your foot, arms float up, left leg floats off of the mat. If your knee is bent, it's the same movement as if your leg is long. Inhale, point right foot down, turn thigh in. Exhale, flex and lift. Point, reach, turn in. Good, long leg. Good, Julie. Long leg, both directions. Really reach through your knee, Patty. That's it. So especially on the way up, keep your legs straight. That's it. Two, one. Those of you with a knee bent, you're hovering your right leg down. Those of you with a long leg, keep your right leg lifted, hover your left leg up. We hold for 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2. Everybody meet me back in Supta Padangusthasana A. Point your right foot, keep your left leg anchored or your left knee bent. Bring your right leg slightly across your chest. Right big toe lines up with left shoulder. Right arm reaches out to the right. If your left knee is bent, tip it to the right. If your left leg is long, just think to the right. Good. Roll your right shoulder blade down. We're not into a twist. We're just doing a variation of Padangusthasana. If we were doing this standing up, you'd be doing a twist. Your right hip is rooting down and forward. Deep breaths into your outer hip. Bend your left knee if it's not. Move your butt over to the right. Move your head to the right. Drop everything to the left. Easy twist. Easy twist. Deep breath in, full breath out, come back through center. Hug your left knee to your chest, send your leg to the sky, flex your foot. Right knee bent, softer. Oh, I skipped something. Left knee to chest, right leg long. Let's start from the beginning. So I'm using my hands to draw my shin bone up towards my face. And then hopefully the strength of my hands and arms are pulling my left leg in. Now, when I say strength, yes, you're using strength, but you don't want to be aggressive about it. Right leg long, turn your right foot in a little bit. This will help you. Right leg long on the floor. So Ardha Appanasana to start. Good, Catherine. Now we're expanding to Supta Padangusthasana, or you could call it Hanumanasana, lying down. If it's too deep, bend your right knee. Totally decide if you want to hang out here, just emphasizing the flexibility of working through your hamstring and calf, or if you'd like movement with the knee bent or the knee up. Arms lift up, point down, flex up, point down, flex up, point down, flex up. Internally rotating your left leg. If your right leg is long, keep the foot active. 4, 3, 2. Good. So if your right knee is bent, you're hovering your left leg off of the mat. Point your foot, turn it in. If your right leg is long, reach your left leg to the sky. Hover your right leg, flex your foot. 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We all meet back in the hamstring stretch. Point your toes, take your legs slightly to the right, big toe in line with right shoulder. If your right knee is bent, drop it in to the left. If your right leg is long, curve it into the left. That'll be less obvious. Outer left hip is rooting down and forward. Keep reaching your toes to the right. Deep breaths here. Supta Padangusthasana C. Good. Slide your right knee in. Shimmy your hips to the left. Shimmy your head to the left. And then everything drops to the right. Easy twist. Good, Penny. Nice, Shoshana. Let this be a relaxing twist. Not a lot of effort. And then roll to your right side. Take a couple of breaths. Take a moment. We're going to meet hands and knees. If your knees are sensitive, you may want to put a little blankie or some kind of cushion under your knees. Just a few things here. And if you really want to dial up the work today, you'll take a block on the skinny setting between your thighs. You could also do this with your feet and your knees together. So if you don't have a block, you could just bring your feet and your knees together. And you're going to tuck the balls of your toes under. So normally I have you on the top of your feet here. You're going to tuck the balls of your toes under. Coming into tabletop, long spine. Lift out of your inner hands. Draw your outer shoulders back so you feel broad through your chest. As you inhale, drop your chest not just down, but pull it forward. It's the pulling forward that we really need to get in alignment with. In fact, let's just hold the pose for a few breaths. Now, as you're reaching your chest down and forward, squeeze your block and send it away from you. As long as that feels okay in your lower back. As you exhale, drop your head, navel to spine, squeeze your block, and imagine that you're pulling it towards your face. That's it for now. Inhale, take your time, pause, come through, find the extension of your spine, which is called a back bend or cow pose, and reach your block away from you. You might even take an extra breath to find these ideas. Refine and find. Exhale, squeeze block in, navel to spine, drop head. Imagine that your block could get a little closer to your face. See if you can do that while keeping your upper shoulders and neck relaxed. One more time, slow. Take your time. The whole purpose of cow and cat is to open the spine up and work it. Exhale, navel to spine, block towards your face. Deep stretch the opposite way. Good. Now, let's see if we can keep all those ideas and just inhale forward. Exhale. I'm not saying faster. Gorgeous. Now, the next time you're forward here with your chest pulling forward, start to reach your hips back. Keep looking forward. Keep looking forward. Good. Pull forward. Keep your chest forward. You're in a back bend. Exhale, reach back. You may not go all the way back. Inhale forward, stay in the back bend. Exhale, reach back. Good. Inhale forward. Now you're not going to stay in a back bend here, but if you stay open through the chest, it can help you arrive in down dog with a little more clarity. Exhale. So as you arrive to down dog, then your spine gets more neutral. Ears reach towards index finger and thumb. Outer shoulders wrap down towards the floor. Below your outer elbow, your forearm is turning in towards your inner hand. Now reach the block away from your face. Reach your block back. That'll help you find the work of the inner thighs, okay? So that's the refinement of down dog. We're going to flow it. Inhale to the balls of your feet. Set your knees down. Arch your spine. Good. We keep the arch of the upper back as we exhale, finding downward facing dog. At some point, of course, that goes away, but it helps you stay open through the chest. Refine the pose, make your arms longer. Inner armpits reach to inner hands. Side body gets longer, and then reach your block back and up. We're going to do this a couple more times slowly. Inhale so that you can feel the refinement. Heart forward, and then keep the refinement of heart forward or chest open, however you like to think of it, as you exhale your way to Adho Mukha Svanasana. One more time, slowly. Even notice that the balls of your feet are getting some work here. When you slow it down, you can feel what's happening. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, deep breath in. Full breath out. Then walk your body into a plank position, long spine. Exhale, block to face. Inhale, block away from face. So now it's the lower body that's getting some action in terms of you'll feel more movement through the low back. This is faster. Block to face, block away from face. Why is it faster? Because it's harder. Block to face, block away from face. Most of us need a combo platter of block to face and a little bit of block away from face. Heart gets longer here. Keep everything you've got. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a full breath out. Inhale, shift back down. Lose the block. Exhale, either a traditional child's pose, feet together, knees together, arms behind you, or the ubiquitous wide-kneed child's pose, arms reaching forward. Deep breaths in and out. If you need a quick flow, rise back to down dog, take a plank, a chaturanga, cobra, up dog. Down dog, if you want to stay in child's pose, beautiful Julie, beautiful Sandy, stay in child's pose. If you want to simply stay in down dog or plank, stay in down dog or plank. And if you're flowing, take 2 to 3 vinyasas, and then we'll transition to the next piece. So we're going to meet standing. If you have a sliver of wall to work with, amazing. I'll show you what we're doing at the wall, and then I'll show you away from the wall. The wall just gives us a lot of nice feedback, which is why I like to use it. So you're bringing your left arm, I'm not going to mirror you, into a cactus shape up against the wall. So your arm is up against the wall in front of your face, like this. Okay? Your left hip is up against the wall, or you're just standing in space like this. Okay, your right arm is now in cactus too. So both arms are in cactus. Your left shoulder, your left arm, you're facing out. So your face is away from the wall. That's it, Catherine. Left arm is on the wall, left elbow's on the wall, left hip is pretty much on the wall. Good. As you inhale, open your right arm as far back as you can. As you exhale, close your elbows together. That's it, Patty. As you inhale, open your right arm as far back as you can. As you exhale, close together. Now, if I'm standing in space, my left arm doesn't change. As I inhale, I open my right arm back. And those of you, especially those of you not at the wall, you're not letting your right hip turn. If you let your right hip turn, it makes it a little easier. We're going to really focus on keeping the left side body contained. Open and close. You're standing directly to the side, so your back is not on the wall. You're standing directly to the side of the wall. If this is the wall, my whole left side body's on the wall, only my right side body's moving. Hold the pose open. Hold the pose open. Keep your right hip turning forward. Great, come back in. Harder now. Lift your left knee so it's up on the wall. So again, my left arm's against the wall, my left hip, my left knee. I'm squeezing my right hip, my right big toe down. All right, inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. So one area of the body that gets really, really weak, and for some reason, I hate to say it, but for women in menopause, is the outer hip. And that's why we start getting the hip and low back. One of the reasons we start getting hip and low back pain. Keep pressing the leg into the wall. That's good, Penny. And if you don't have the wall, then you're imaginary pressing your leg into the wall. 3. You could also put it up against a piece of furniture. It doesn't have to be a wall. Hold the pose. Squeeze your thighs to the midline for 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Okay. If you don't have a wall, hands and knees into a down dog. Inhale, cat, cow, and down dog. If you do have a wall, hands hip height, bend your knees, cat, cow. Keep your knees bent. Inhale, cow, exhale, cat. Inhale, cow, exhale, cat. Now, those of you in down dog, if you want to flow a couple times, flow. Those of us at the wall, try the same thing with 2 straight legs. Cat, cow. Cat, cow with straight legs. If that does not work in your body, go back to bending your knees, which will give you more range of motion. One more. And slowly come up. Okay. Second side. Right arm, right hip, left arm in cactus. Press arm and hip to the wall. If you're standing in the center of the mat, you're standing in the center of the mat. Keep your hips forward facing. Inhale, open. Exhale, close, hand, palm, elbow, forearm. Inhale, open. Press your arm and hip into the wall. Close. Open without letting the hips turn. Close. Open. Squeeze inner thighs together. Open. 2 more. And we hold open, left hip forward. Squeeze at the wall. If you're not at the wall, squeeze inner thighs. Good. Come back through center. Second set. Right knee lifts. Press everything into the wall. Inhale to open. Exhale to close. Inhale to open. If you're not at the wall, keep your inner thighs active. Keep your hip forward. Same movement. Good. Whoops. And we hold. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Slowly release. Those of you who have a wall, feet together, knees together, back on the wall, chair sit. Those of you without a wall, take chair. Hands to your hips, hands to your thighs. Everybody, hands to thighs. Exhale, cat spine. Option A. Option B, forearms, elbows together. Cat spine, just in front of your knees. Hold. 4. Come all the way up. Okay, look at the angle of the knee. You could do this on the back of the couch. You can do it in space, but having something for your knee to press into is part of the exercise. So I'm taking my knee lower than my hip. That's the first piece, and it's going to be knee hip height. I'm going to show you how to do it in space. It's just easier if you can press your knee into something. Stand tall. It's the same pose in space. You just got to imagine that your knee is pressing to something. Exhale, heel out to the side. Inhale, center. Exhale, heel out to the side. So this internal rotation with outer glute activation. Out to the side, center. One more time. Out to the side, center. You shift your knee to hip height, whether you're using the wall or not. Exhale, out to the side, center. Out to the side. So those of you who have knee, hip, low back stuff, one more time. Out to the side, hold for a sec, and release. Those of you who have those issues, this is a good one. This is a good daily exercise. So the first one is knee below hip. You can be holding the wall, arms reaching the air, especially if you're out in the air. Exhale, swing leg open, internally rotate, keep some pressure on the knee. Exhale. Exhale. Hold for a sec. Second side usually gets more feedback. Lift your knee on line with your hip. Exhale out to the side, internal rotation. Hold for a sec. Release. Very, very good. Okay, come back off the wall for now. We might come back to it in a sec. Big toes to touch, heels wide. Knees are going to touch. Shift your hips back. Cactus your arms. This is a variation of chair pose. Breath in. So here's your back bend. And then we're taking another variation, elbows and forearms together. Exhale, fold in. This would be the most modified variation of eagle pose. Come back up, float open, inhale. Stretch your legs to straight arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, long spine. Exhale, right steps back to the outer right edge of your foot. Walk your left foot a little bit to the left. Use your fingertips on blocks or on the floor. Pull your left hip in and squeeze your right leg in, but make it long. Arms reach back, out to the side and overhead. Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Bring your right arm on top of your left. Lift your elbows up high. Exhale, turn your chest as far to the left as you can. Hold the pose. Squeeze your right buttock in, and then lift the front of your right hip bone up to your rib cage. This lifts one of the quadriceps up, giving you a deeper stretch to the front of your hip. If you're ready to evolve to eagle arms, palms touch, arms reach forward, deep breath in. If you're ready to evolve the pose, it's a little different. Take both elbows to your left shin. So you're resting on your left thigh. Push your left shin into your elbows and your elbows into your left shin. See if that deepens the pose for you. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Reach strongly into your back leg. Rise back up if you took that very forward fold variation. Nice work. Exhale, bring your hands down to the floor blocks. Step your right foot in slightly. 2 straight legs. Inhale, lengthen your spine, half lift. Pull your left hip underneath you. Squeeze your right thigh to the midline. Keep your chest long. Think about the idea of doing cobra pose. Bring your left thumb to your left hip. Lengthen your chest forward, then turn your chest open. Perhaps reach your left arm up. Variation of revolved triangle. Now, a few of you can bring your right foot outside of your left to go deeper into the twist and into the balance challenge. Deep breath in, full breath out. Those of you who want a softer practice, release, fold over your front leg, pyramid pose. You might even walk your hands backwards today and really bow in. Those you want a little more upper body, exhale, downward facing dog. Settle into the pose. Inhale, pull forward to plank or half plank. Exhale through chaturanga variations, cobra or upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Beautiful, Catherine. You have time to do one more flow. Those of you in pyramid, 3 more breaths. Nice, Barbette. Those of you flowing, you'll move from down dog to the top of the mat. Those of you in pyramid, step forward. We meet in standing forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, long spine, half lift. Exhale, fold in deep. Press into your feet, stand all the way up. Samasthiti, hands to heart. Take a moment, take a breath. Starting from the top, similar. Big toes touch, heels slightly apart. So I'm giving you a very traditional variation of Utkatasana, chair pose. The knees will pull in, the butt will pull back. This is more of a back bend idea. Inhale here. Keep your legs activated. Exhale, bring everything to the midline. Cat pose. Inhale, come back up. Open your chest and straighten your legs. Reach your arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, long spine. Exhale, pretty big step, but a wide step to the left. And I like to walk the right foot to the right. So the more space you give yourself between your feet, the easier it is to find that alignment cue of turning the back hip forward. That's a very hard pose to do with your feet on a tightrope. Arms back, wide and up. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Refine the pose. Squeeze your left buttock in. Lift the front of your left hip all the way up towards the crown of your head, really. And bringing your left arm on top of your right, turn your body as far to the right as you can. So when you come into these, even these standing poses, if you take your time, good Sid, to set up, you'll actually start to feel that yes, they're strong and you're working, but you're also getting some deep stretches in some parts of your body, which is what makes yoga great. Maybe eagle arms. Feel free to stay upright the whole time, or you're hooking your elbows. And I haven't talked about this alignment in a long time, but pushing your shin forward often engages the lower body in a way. Now our knee is bent, so it's not so important, but if you've got a straight front leg and you activate the shin forward, it allows you to straighten your leg without straining the knee so much. Deep, so practice it here where it's more obvious. Deep breath in, full breath out. We rise back up, those of us who took the fold. Exhale, bring your hands down to the floor blocks. You may need to hop your left foot in a little bit just so that you can easily straighten both legs. Pull your right hip forward. Your head forward, your right hip back. Squeeze your thighs to the midline. Keep reaching forward, lengthening the left chest. Maybe right hand to hip to help remind you to pull the hip back, and then turning your chest open and reaching, at some point, going to bring your right arm to the sky. Nice, Marietta, really nice. Both feet are pressing down and away from each other. So the front foot shin bone presses forward. Back foot shin bone sort of dragging back. Some of you can bring your left hand to the outside of your right foot to create a deeper revolution. Release both of your hands down. Pyramid pose, bowing forehead to shin. Shin is reaching, not knee bending, but reaching towards the crown of your head. You might even walk your hands backwards today to go deeper. Otherwise, you're taking downward facing dog. Reestablish down dog. Give yourself permission in this practice to come into stillness before flow. And then you can add plank, push up, back bend, down dog. Repeat that one more time. Those of you in pyramid pose, about 3 more breaths. Those of you flowing from down dog, you'll come to the top of the mat. Those of you in pyramid, inhale, lengthen. Step forward on an exhale. Good, Sandy. Good, Molly. Inhale, half lift, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Press into your feet, rise all the way up. Exhale, Samasthiti. Okay. I'm going to give us a little funky pose that's so good for your lower body, but we don't really do a lot of this in yoga. So I'm going to give it to you standing up today. Step your right foot back a little bit. Both of your legs are straight. Both of your feet are facing forward. Only bend your back knee. Arms up, option A. Half fold, option B. I'm still reaching my left shin forward to protect that front knee. Option C, full fold. Then, my friends, if you're in the full fold, bend your left knee, hands to your leg, come on up. Then straighten both legs. That's it. Good, Patty. Good, Elena. Right foot forward, left foot back. Not a big step. Bend your left knee, keeping your left heel rooted. So this gets into the lower layer of the calf muscle. You have a huge calf muscle called gastrocnemius. Underneath it, you've got soleus. Those muscles are supposed to glide on each other. When the bottom one, soleus, front leg is straight, arms upright, gets sticky, it can create ankle issues, knee issues, back issues, hip issues. Half fold, more balance work. Full fold might feel like you're going deeper in terms of flexibility. If you're in the full fold, bend your front knee, hands to front thigh. Just come up with a little more ease. Good, Shoshana. Step out of it. Okay, we've got one more standing pose. Woo. I would love it if you could find a piece of furniture or wall for this one. You can, I know a few of you can, reach for your left foot. We've already prepped all of it and come right into Padangusthasana C. A lot of us will be happier. Let's start with the left leg. Finding some support. Then you have time to squeeze everything to the midline. Hips squeeze in, thighs squeeze in. Arms overhead. You don't have to actually hold your foot, but you could. You could cactus your arms. So we did all this work at the wall. You did it already. Squeeze everything to the midline. Or hold your foot if that helps, because you can actually turn a little bit more. Reach and look back at your left hand, or whatever hand is the one going backwards. Good, Penny. Nice, Barbette. Now lift your chest up. Yes! Gorgeous. So the lovely part of a piece of furniture or the wall is you could just hold the pose longer than you can normally on your own. Good. Slowly release and change. It's nice also to have a ledge. At just the wall, if you're just at the wall, I should have said it, you might have to do the whole thing with your knee bent. Because sometimes the foot doesn't want to stay on the wall, so you just bend your knee. But you're getting the rotation, you're getting the twist. And you're getting this nice long standing balance pose. Everything squeezes in to the midline, even outer hips. Arms overhead, this would be more Supta Padangusthasana A. I didn't have you shift the foot over, but that's a cheat you could do to expand your outer hip. If you're doing this in space, you wouldn't shift your leg over particularly. Cactus your arms. I mean, it might drift over as you twist, but that's not necessarily the goal. Right arm back, hand down, any variation. Once you're in the pose, whatever variation, then it becomes can I lift my spine up? Can I get longer? Can I get taller? So not just turning in any way and hunching, but keeping that chest bright and open. That's it. Gorgeous, Molly. Gorgeous, Sandy. Amazing, Sid. Awesome, Marietta. Deep breath in, full breath out, and release the pose. Really good. Okay, inversion work. Nice, Julie. Really good. Inversion work can be down dog. It can be wide-legged standing forward fold. It can be a headstand. It can be, maybe you want to, if you've got the wall action happening today, you want to practice some kicking up. Some kicking up. Okay? Most of us down dog. Some of us flowing, just to keep the juices flowing. Some of us headstand. All of us in a few minutes will get a nice inversion. Nice, Elena. Good, Molly. So those of you who want to go straight to legs up to the sky pose, or any shoulder stand variation you practice, good, Patty. That's where you go if you're still in a headstand or practicing any other variation that's stronger. Stay with your process. We have a few more breaths. If you've begun the process of shoulder stand and you want to do lots of things there, then stay with that process. If you're in a restorative shoulder stand, your next 4 or 5 breaths, pause at the bottom of your exhalations, and then we're going to move on into a deep variation of Supta Padangusthasana C on the back. You'll come off of the blocks. Now, of course, you can always modify and do a regular bent knee twist to the left. You don't have to do this whole piece, but we've kind of worked on it, so it might be nice to revisit in this way at the end of practice. Right knee to chest, right leg to sky. You can point or flex your foot. Left leg long. Holding with your left hand. Flip your hips a little to the right and bring your right knee all the way across. It can rest on the floor. You know, a lot of times you'll be told to keep your right shoulder blade glued down. That kind of just gives you some clarity through the hip. But it can feel nice to let that go sometimes and just go for the full release of your legs so that the floor is helping you support. You can roll your outer right foot down, almost like you're rooting your foot down the way you do in a Warrior 2 or Warrior 1, the back leg. You can glue your right shoulder blade down. It might feel nice to move your head entirely towards the left shoulder and then turn your head back looking to the right. Once you're in the pose, you can relax a little bit. So I'm not really working my left foot too much here. I'm just keeping some action in my left leg, but I'm not overdoing it. Top hip is rolling away from you, and it'll feel like you're reaching towards your left foot. If we were standing, it would be rolling away from you down towards the earth. 2 more breaths. And then come back through center. Release your legs all the way down for a moment. Take a mini, tiny little Shavasana. Let your body absorb. And we'll draw left leg into the sky. Bring it across your body. Use your right hand. At some point, you'll be able to scoot your hips a little to the left. Left arm to the left. You decide if you're good, Julie, if you're good, Mariette, if you're holding the leg up a little bit or if you're letting it find the floor, and any other variation works. Nice, Jackie. Left shoulder blade roots down. Now do the same thing with your head. Scooch it over to the right before turning it to the left, and this just gives you a little more clarity through the neck. You can deepen the sensation probably by reaching your outer left foot down, like you're going to get your whole foot flat as you reach your left hip away from your left armpit. We didn't get to the arm balance, but this would be also a reclined variation of Kunanyasana. So you can take this shape into any different, or some of you could take this shape into a fallen triangle, for example, which we did on Monday. So all of these ideas can be done standing with weight on your hands, on your back. Let your breath slow down. Let your body soften into the pose. Make it a little less active for your last 3 or 4 breaths. Exhale your way back through center. And the full form of the pose that we used as a blueprint pose today, both knees to your chest, Apanasana. You can always add the version where you lift your head up if you like to go deeper. Otherwise, I'm using my hands to pull my shin bones up, which also presses my thighs into my chest. Great. full Shavasana, or if you like the internal rotation idea that we've been working on, feet wide, knees together for constructive rest, always a safe pose for the back to close practice. If you liked the beginning of practice where we did inhale, long exhale, pause for a beat or two. If you've been working with an intention for your practice, bring it in here. But if you've time to rest longer, stay as you are. You need to close practice with me. Slowly make your way to a seat. If you are seated, inhale, reach your arms to the sky, palms join. Exhale, closing breath, hands to heart. Namaste.